Bell proved this.
Oh, you mean
Art
with this?
Bell proved this with his antenna.
Right. How many volts was that he was generating off of it?
I want to say it was 3 or 4 volts.
No. He was generating, I think it was around 800 volts off of
Holy
it.
shit.
He had a massive antenna array of wire strung
I don't
out.
think it was that much, was it?
Yeah, it was that
No
much.
way.
Oh, yes. I was an
I know
avid. Yes.
He had to ground that system.
Yeah.
He had to ground that system when he wasn't using it.
Yeah, because he had a massive antenna,
That's a lot. You know how many
wire.
batteries that is?
No, yeah, but
He had thousands of feet of wire.
yeah, and it was
And
generating.
then underneath all the wire, it was supported on towers, okay?
Yeah.
And then underneath, on the ground, they dug up the ground and they put metal mesh in the ground for counterpoise.
Yeah,
That's
and
nuts.
it was really.
And that's the kind of thing you can do when you have some money.
Yeah, you can.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, when you're living off
And I should try and see if I can get a hold of Art.
Yeah.
I
Well,
really should.
when
I
you're
don't know.
living off the grid, you can come up with
yeah.
ways to make power and stuff. But I
From
don't
what
know.
I heard, he's over in the Philippines again. So
Is he back over in the Philippines?
that's what I was told by a friend of his. So I mean,
Just visiting, or?
I think he moved back there. I mean,
Oh, wow.
You know, Art. The only way I know Art is that ever so often we would send messages, emails back and forth to each other, and we did that for a couple years.
We had a mutual friend that passed away a couple years ago.
And I knew something, and I don't want to get into it because I know that Art likes suing, but I know that just a couple weeks before he decided to quit his show, I was saying something about my age and my health up on Facebook, and he came back to me, and he was, kind of like, sounded depressed, and he was talking about his age, that he's like old. And then all of a sudden, like about 2-3 weeks later, that was the end of his show. So, I mean, if it wasn't for Art, I mean, I wouldn't be doing this right now. I mean,
No.
Yeah, I mean, I was an avid amateur, 10 years old.
We wouldn't be having this conversation because neither of us would have gotten into this to any of this to the point that we're into it.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of people on his show that actually scared people, like the person who would basically was in the military, and I'm not mentioning its names, but he was a major, and he would have all these, like the kill shot, and you know what I think I'm talking about, and he would give rough dates and stuff like that.
Yep, absolutely.
Again, it goes back to, I hate to say it, there's a certain amount of people out there that want to make money, okay, because he was selling his courses and stuff like that.
Yep.
But none of it ever materialized. Okay, the Planet X never collided with Earth. We never got the kill shot from the sun, taking out 3/4 of the Earth.
Yep.
It just never happened, and maybe it could still happen. But I mean, it just makes me, there's a lot of people out there, honestly. Just
but there was somebody like Art willing to open up his mind enough to sit down and listen to that.
Oh yeah, and this is like,
and that's what shows like this are about.
And then there was a guy who was on the show after Art left, was being interviewed by Heather, that was making a time machine. I'm not going to mention his name again, but he started out stealing some high power transformers off the power lines, and then
is this the person I'm thinking of?
Yeah, it's that person you're thinking about.
Okay.
But then, I didn't hear about him for quite a few years, and then all of a sudden, Heather had him on the show, and after the show, I just sent him an email, and then for about 2 months, I was getting emails from him saying that he was trying to come up with money again. He had this idea that he wanted to do it, that he had it perfected. Art was supposed to come and see it. And then all of a sudden he disappeared, But you're going to find there's going to be people out there that have stories that are nothing more than stories. And you know what?
Yep.
It's nothing wrong with it because it's entertainment. What I'm talking to you right now is nothing more than entertainment. You can believe what I'm saying, or people can believe what you're saying and take it any way they want, okay?
Yep.
But a certain percentage of this stuff is real. And it has happened, and it does happen, and there's no way to explain it away.
It's all based on perspective and what you think of it.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do, Ryan, on the show, starting in February 1st, is I'm going to interview all these different people, and they're going to tell me their stories, and it's going to be entertainment, and I'm going to give them the opportunity to tell their stories for 2 hours, and I think it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, and I'm not just limiting, it's going to be anything from time travels to UFOs to Rosalind to, ghosts to anything. It's even going to be, I got a person who does regressions and taking people back to prior lives and stuff like that. It's going to be entertainment. And,
awesome.
I'm not going to say it's true or it's not true. I'm going to go
That's for the folks listening to decide in their mind.
Yeah.
If they choose to believe in it or not.
Yeah. Well, and that's me too. I mean, they have to convince me, and and that's the fun of doing this type of show. And I don't want to sound bad, but I've listened to a lot of paranormal talk shows on the internet, and I hate to say it, some of them I listen to them and I turn them off, and I go, they don't even know what they're talking about, and they're not even describing anything, and they're not even talking logical. So that was another reason why I decided I want to get into it, because, again, not just because of my love of broadcasting, but I had those 3 experiences in my life that has opened up my mind to there is things out there that go bump at the night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to bid you a good night.
Yep, me too. We're going to get out of here.
I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go tromp around in the woods and see if I can run into Sasquatch.
Yeah, what are you going to do if you ran into one? You're probably going to do the same thing I did. You know that.
Get the hell out of there.
Run.
Yeah, you're going to do what I did, and you're going to get out. So anyway, thank you for being a guest again.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Okay, and you stay out of trouble.
You too.
Okay. So everybody, this is Gary with Night Dreams, and we went over the 2 hours. It was a good evening, and I hope everybody has a great week coming up. Make sure you tune in to Night Dreams on the 1st. We're going to be talking about UFOs and Rosalind, and it's going to be an interesting night, and it's a very interesting guest. So everybody take care and stay out of trouble.